grab something to drink, wine, coffee, tea. I don't know, I'm drinking something because this tea is hot. First and foremost, let's say hi, X. This gist I'm about to gist you guys, You're going to promise me that you're not going to start poke nosing and start asking me plenty questions. And if I don't finish this story, just know that I have my reason why I'm not finishing the story. Okay? For the purpose of this gist, let's call my ex Bobo. I met Bobo's boss. We're going to call him Odogu. I didn't say Odogu. I said Odogu. You can hear the bass in my voice. Because liquid money. Mukadikwego. You know, when they say how much is money, they are referring to this man. Odogu has money, like I've rightly established, okay? And meaning he gets to do whatever he wants to do. Odogu has his head office at Lagos and his family are based in the UK. He also has a very big office in Abuja and several houses littered all over Abuja. He stays in his guest house whenever he's around. I'm going to tell you how I get to know all this, okay? Odogu, like the name implies, is from the east. So like I've said, Odogu has a head office in Lagos, office in Abuja, and a smaller office in the east. I'm not going to mention the name of the states. Every other time, he shuttles between these three states. So Lagos, Abuja, and the east. And of course, outside country, because obviously his family are based in the UK. One time, Odogu visits the east, okay, and met Amarachi. Now, Amarachi was a 300 level student in one of the universities in the east. Odogu has some babies in ABJ. Odogu has some babies also in Lagos. Odogu, every other time when he visits the east, also has some babies in the east. And this one time, Odogu met Amarachi. Now, the whole idea with Amarachi was just to chop and claim out, okay? But when he met Amarachi, he realized, this girl is homely, okay? She's not, this kind of girl, she just and go outside. So he said, you know what? I'm going to keep this one as the baby in the east. Fast forward now, my first encounter with Odogu. So I went to Bobo's office, okay, to wait for him so we could go out to do our own thing. And Odogu comes to the office and opens Bobo's office too, because Bobo was one of his top guys, okay? So he was like, So when he opened the office, he saw me. So he was like, So he teased Bobo and said, with this girl. So Bobo said, she's my girlfriend. He said, you get luck. You know, that kind of joke. So we all laughed. Then he said, be careful with this one. That was my first time meeting Odogu. And I know Odogu because, like, Odogu is Odogu in Nigeria. So I know who Odogu is from afar. Never met him until that time. Now, Odogu starts to frequent ABJ because one of his friends was sworn in, okay? So that meant he had to be coming around. And business was now, a lot more in ABJ. Otherwise, the boys were taking care of things for him. He didn't need to be coming often. But because his friend had a position in ABJ, it just meant like, he had more reasons to visit ABJ. Second time I'm meeting Odogu, they had a deal that went through and they were celebrating at his guest house and Bobo decides to go with me. By the way, I forgot to mention something. So the first time Odogu met me at Bobo's office, Odogu had given Bobo something to give to me. And when Bobo gave it to me, it was 30,000 naira. I was like, just by sitting down here and you making this small introduction. Okay. So I teased Bobo and I said, see, you see, this is your office, okay? When I close from my own office, I need to become and be seated here. If every time I'm seated here, I'm going to get 30K. Now, please invite me every other time. So we laughed about it. Second time now, Bobo takes me to Odogu's guest house for this celebration. I get to the guest house, of course, Umunde, Timber and Caliber. I'm dressed in my little dress, looking all. Odogu has met me before, and the guy was sharp with facial recognition because meeting somebody said, Bobo's wife, and I laughed about it, and that was it. So we had a good time, we had fun. So in the course of the night, Odogu says, oh, by the way, he was asking Bobo, where is your girl? So Bobo tells him that I've gone to use the washroom, okay? So he said, okay, when she comes out, I want to introduce her to someone. So I come out of the washroom, Bobo said, my boss said he wants to introduce to somebody. I don't understand this one. So I was like, introduce me to somebody from where to where? Like how? I don't get. So he said, like, calm down, let's see what's up. After a few, up and down. Bobo finally gets his attention and said, oh, my baby's here now. So he's like, okay, yeah, come. So he calls Amarachi. Amarachi, come. So he says, Amarachi, meet Bobo's wife. Bobo's wife. What's your name? I told him. He said, meet Amarachi. You're going to be Amarachi's friend in ABJ. You're going to show Amarachi around. I was like, oh, nice to meet you. In my mind, ladies and gentlemen, I thought Amarachi was one of his daughters. So when I saw Amarachi, the level of, the age and everything, I was just like, she shall be one of his daughters. The night went on and I tried to kick it off with Amarachi to, they don't give me assignments. I told you guys that the first time I went to the office and Odogu saw me, Odogu gave me 30,000 naira. So now that they've officially employed me as a contract staff, I'm going to take it serious. So I told Bobo, I don't hit to. Prepare to be sick of me because your salary and my salary will be on the same level. In between, I was like, Bobo, is that his daughter? Bobo said, no. Dogo does not have a grown-up child like that. So I said, okay, so who's the girl? He said, what do you think? I said, okay. Long story short, me and Amarachi were exchanged number. The night came to an end. Everybody left. Amarachi had mentioned that she was in town for a few days, like 5 days, okay? And said she was going to hit me up the following day. So the following day, I'm not thinking of excuse to give to people at work because this money they're going to pay me is my whole salary for 1 year. And I'm not going to miss it for nothing. The following day comes, Amarachi is not hitting me up. Mind you, I have a number. I'm checking my time. It's 12 o'clock. Okay, it's still early. Maybe she slept in. 1 o'clock, she's not hitting me up. 2 o'clock, she's not. So me, I texted her, but I'm like, babe, what's up? This girl is not reaching out to me. It's like, you calm down now. You calm down. I said, no vex. I'm in a hurry because I'm seeing this money. This money is seeing me. There's no way I'm going to miss it. So finally, Amarachi hits me up around 5 p.m. So she's like, do you want to come with me to Banex? I want to do a few shopping for some gadgets. I'm like, I'm there. So I get a taxi and I go to Dogu's guest house. The driver takes us to Banex and this girl is buying things. I'm looking at her. I'm like, So she's like, do you want anything? I'm like, I don't mind. I wanted a good headset. She's like, take whatever you want. Because I have small home training. So I said, when they say whatever you want, still on still, you have to stay, calm down with these things. All right. So I took my headset. She paid for it. We went to eat somewhere. It was not obvious that we clicked. She liked my vibe. I also liked her vibe. We were talking and I was like, oh, by the way, what's up? Like, what's the deal with you and Odogu, if you don't mind me asking? Because one thing about me, I'm going to ask questions. It's up to you to tell me. I'm not going to answer you, but Emi, Gan, Moi, question. I'm going to ask you a question. So I was like, what's the deal with you and Odogu? So she's like, oh, that's, what do I think? I was like, I don't know. She's like, okay, well, obviously. So I said, oh, that's great. Then she proceeds, okay, to tell me that she had met Odogu for like almost 6 months now, okay, and Odogu had told her that he was never going to marry her, okay, not by hook, not by crook. However, when she's done with school, she has 2 options. It's either she goes abroad to get her MSc or she comes to Abuja, she relocates to Abuja, he will open a shop for her, get her settled in. So I was like, what would you choose? She said she doesn't know for now, but she's still, trying to weigh her options. Like, I hope you choose what works for you, She had about 8 more months to go to finish school. Okay. So me and this babe kept in touch. Up to a point that I one time flew to the east to see her on her birthday. Okay. So we became, I wouldn't use the word friend, but she was a babe I truly connected with and vibed with. We kept, that rapport. And every time she would visit ABJ, we would, do things together and all of that. Fast forward now, she finishes school, okay? I left ABJ for a few months to go and do my own thing. When I came back, she had relocated to ABJ. Now, she had a shop. It was a unisex boutique, okay? And the spot was good. Rented for her a duplex, bought her a car. She was now fully established and had become an Abuja babe. Also, let me add, Odogu had told her, okay, that whenever she found someone she wanted to be serious with, she should just let him know. He was going to settle her and then be out, okay? Because of the kind of person Odogu is, not was. The word there is because he's still the same person. So this girl is living in Abuja, things are going. 1 year comes by, 1.5 years. I'm still keeping in touch with her. We start to go to the same church. Eventually, she met this boy. She had a thing. She was this kind of girl that was so attracted to good-looking men. You see those men that are fine, keep them far away from me. I don't want to see them. I don't want to know them. Because a lot of them were queen suku. So this girl met this guy. I don't know where she met him. I don't want to know. I don't want to remember. Knows that guy now chaprapra. So the first day I met him, we went like on a double date with Bobo. By the way, Bobo was a guy that did not care for anything in the world. So he already knows that whatever she was doing to Dogo was never going to lead to marriage. Okay, so, and he has now, realized that I was close acquaintance to her. So we went on a double date with this guy. Saw the guy, I'm like, I told Bobo, I said, this guy, they shine too much. It's too it's everywhere. Already I was very turned off, so, but like, I know she had the type, just like kind of guy she like. His vibe wasn't bad, but like, please. So we finished that date. Everybody went their way. So I called her and I was like, this your guy. He's very shiny. Oh. Then she busted into laughter. I said, what do I mean? I said, well, he's very shiny. It looks like he's going to be every girl's cup of tea in Abuja here. I said, I know you're like on your own, you stand gidigba, but like, can you fight this fight? She was like, he's a cool guy. Okay. Fast forward now. We started dating. In between, I asked, I said, are you not going to tell Odogu that you found someone? She's like, it's still very early. I said, good. Your head's still there. Amaram, how this girl lose guard. And this guy got to find out who Odogu was to her. And then decides to move mad. Ngwagi that somebody was moving mad. Moka moved mad. Like, till tomorrow, when I look back at it and I think about I usually ask myself, who gave him the impetus? Like, what gave him the audacity, the alacrity to think that he could move that mad? With the kind of person Odogu is, the caliber of man Odogu is. Like, he looked around and said, you know what? I'm going to move left. Anyways, let me tell you what this shiny thing did. He confronts her and tells her, that guy is your sugar daddy. And she's like, no. He said, don't lie. I have proof. Okay. And I'm just asking you out of courtesy. Then she's like, okay, fine. If you have proof, then you know. So he says, you and me, we're going to do business together. I beg your finest pardon. You say what now, mister? He said, yeah. You and me are going to do business with this man. She's like, okay. What kind of business? He says, well, we're going to get an X tape and then we use it to blackmail him and make money. I couldn't see the panty. Oh my goodness. She said, what? He said, yeah, you heard me. Or if you have any other means we can make money off of him, please share. But this is what I'm thinking of. She's like, are you okay? Is everything good? You want me to give you tape so you can use to blackmail him? He said, yes. It's either that or I'm going to release your own tape. She's like, you don't have a tape of me. He said, you want to bet? At this point now, she's beginning to think truly, because she doesn't know what has transpired. A few times they've had, So she was now, okay, does he truly have a tape of me? So she was like, are you telling me that you have a tape of me? He's like, what do you think? She said, who are you? He said, well, I'm a guy who's hustling. When she told me, I said, Amarachi, that guy was shining pra. There was something about that guy that was looking very funny. This guy continues with this threat for days. Now, Amarachi has sat on this conversation, told her younger brother that she's very close to. And the younger brother is like, you need to tell Dogu. Because the way the guy is moving, Amarachi finally summons the courage and calls me over to her place and says, Princess, I want to talk to you. So I said, yeah, tell me. Then she narrates what I've just told you guys. So I said, you know what? Let him release your tape. The worst that would happen is your tape is going to go round, okay? And people will talk about it. But after a couple of months, it's going to go. But you have a tape out there for future reference. There's no way you can give him anything that you and Odogu have done. Or try to go and make something with Odogu and then give to the guy. Could possible, because if that tape sees the light of day, it's gonna be the end of you. So you're not about to risk your life because this yellow man is thinking out of his mind. I would suggest that you tell Odogu about this thing. Let him handle this guy. Now he's sending threats messages. So Amarachi finally summons the courage and tells Odogu. Odogu says, what? Give me his details. They get this guy. He denies flat out that he never said such a thing to Amarachi. In fact, he would never. That is he mad? Is he crazy? Like, why would he? That have they seen him? Like, no, you know? Oh, really? They gave him just a little berry touches here and there. You get me? After a few weeks, Amarachi gets a customer, okay? And you know women, they were talking from one talk to the other, from one talk to the other. We're just trying to tell Amarachi, be careful Abuja boys, so because a lot of them are just crazy. And then she was like, that's how she almost got blackmailed by one guy. Some, you know, thing. Amarachi said blackmailed. She said yes. She said, do you mind showing me the guy's picture? And the guy said, sure, why not? She pulls her phone. And lo and behold, your guess is as good as mine. What that guy was doing in ABJ, he was going about, like, I think he was targeting girls that he knows were doing something with top G's and trying to blackmail them. He has succeeded with a few naive ones who didn't know their left from their right. Guess what? I was at the bank one evening and I saw him. When I saw him, he had like plaster on his eyes. And I said, if blessed they don't catch this one, they don't beat him. Odogu now was now like, you need to be careful. Okay, you need to be careful. I want you to be more discreet and more careful with how you move. After a while, Amarachi says, you know what? I am going to leave Nigeria. So she told Odogu, you know what? Can I please take that offer for the MSc abroad? Like, I do not want to be here. So she moved to Canada. Hey, Amarachi. She might see this. Who knows?